Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take a pile of information, extract the most important nuggets, and, well, give you a shortcut to being truly well-informed. Today, we're plunging into a fascinating aspect of language that, honestly, for many, might just be the secret ingredient to sounding effortlessly fluent. Have you ever noticed how some English speakers, even if they're still learning, they just seem to flow with their words? They sound natural, almost intuitive. Then you have others, maybe with a massive vocabulary, impeccable grammar, who still sound a little off. Today, we're peeling back the layers to reveal the deceptively simple key to that natural sound.
Indeed. And our mission for this deep dive really is to explore the world of English collocations. These are those natural word pairings that truly make all the difference. We'll uncover what they are, why they are absolutely indispensable for, truly advanced communication, and most importantly, provide practical, actionable ways for you to start using them just like a native speaker.
All right, let's dive into it then. You've hinted that there's a real secret sauce here beyond just, textbook grammar. So what exactly are these collocations we're talking about? What makes them so fundamental to natural English?
Well, think of collocations as words that simply prefer to be together. It's like they're friends. So it's make a decision, not do a decision. Or you hear heavy rain, but not really strong rain. They aren't random rules you can look up in a grammar book, not exactly. They're more like established patterns of usage, almost like linguistic habits that have formed over time. It's why we say fast food, but never really quick food, or take a nap rather than say grab a nap, even though grab might seem logical.
Okay, so it's like the peanut butter and jelly of language. Certain things just click together.
That's a great analogy, yeah.
But why? Is there a reason beyond just, well, that's how people say it? Or is that basically it?
That's pretty much the core truth there. Language evolves through common usage, right? And these pairings become deeply ingrained. When you use an unexpected pairing, even if it's grammatically fine, it just creates this subtle friction for the listener. It sounds unusual, a bit jarring maybe. And there are several common types you'll encounter all the time. For instance, verb plus noun pairs.
Like make a mistake.
Exactly, or take a chance. Then you have adjective plus noun.
Bitter cold or bright idea.
Spot on. And noun plus noun like traffic jam or power nap.
Oh, okay.
Then adverb plus adjective. Think utterly ridiculous or highly unlikely.
Right.
Verb plus adverb like run smoothly, whisper softly. And then the ones involving prepositions, which can be tricky sometimes. Verb plus preposition, like depend on, listen to.
Yeah, those get me sometimes.
And adjective plus preposition, like being afraid of something or interested in something.
So it really sounds like collocations are the natural rhythm, the sort of ingrained patterns that make language flow smoothly, built more on like what feels right from hearing it a lot, rather than strict grammatical rules.
Got a really good way to put it. It's about the customary usage.
Okay, that sounds incredibly powerful. But, for someone who's diligently studied vocabulary lists and grammar rules, how exactly do collocations push them past that plateau? Is it purely about sounding natural, or is there more to it than just blending in?
Oh, there's definitely more to it. What's truly transformative about getting collocations right is how they elevate your language beyond just, basic correctness. First off, yes, they make you sound natural. Using heavy rain instead of, say, big rain makes you sound genuinely authentic.
Right. Less like you're translating in your head.
Exactly. It's like knowing the local dialect helps you blend in effortlessly. Second, they seriously boost fluency. Knowing these sort of prepackaged phrases reduces that frustrating hesitation.
So you're not searching for each individual word.
Precisely. You can focus on the actual conversation, the meaning, rather than struggling word by word. It's like having these mini sentences ready to deploy.
Okay.
Third, they really improve comprehension. When you hear phrases like spill the beans or break the ice, they make perfect sense if you know the collocation, even if the literal words don't quite add up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fourth, they're pretty essential for advanced communication. In professional or academic settings, using precise collocations like conduct research instead of just do research, it immediately signals a higher level of sophistication and polish.
Okay, I see that.
And yes, let's not forget, they are genuinely satisfying to use. There's a certain, joy in perfectly dropping a phrase like raining cats and dogs or hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
They add personality, color, and maybe a touch of wit to your speech. It's where the language really comes alive, I think.
I love that emphasis on satisfaction. Because, for many learners, language can feel like this really rigid set of rules. How do we shift that mindset From just memorizing lists to genuinely enjoying the discovery of these like secret codes.
Yeah, that's a crucial point.
Yeah.
How do you train your brain to actually notice them in the first place?
Well, one excellent way is just to listen actively.
Okay.
Really pay close attention to how words pair up in everyday conversation. Or when you're watching TV shows or listening to audio podcasts like this one, you might notice someone say they're head over heels in love.
Yeah.
Don't just let it wash over you. Maybe jot it down.
Or make a note of it.
Another method is to read with purpose. When you're reading an article or a book, highlight or note down phrases that seem to naturally fit together. You might see things like reach a consensus or a tight deadline.
You can also use specific language resources. There are specialized collocation dictionaries, online tools. They're designed to show you common pairings for words. Look up a verb like make, and you'll immediately see it hangs out with decision, effort, progress, but maybe not choice or work in the same way.
Interesting.
And honestly, don't underestimate the power of just asking people. Get feedback from fluent speakers. A simple, hey, does this sound right, when you're unsure? Like asking if do a decision works. That'll quickly lead you to the correct form. Make a decision.
Yeah, that direct feedback is invaluable. Okay, let's maybe get into some specific examples then. What are some of these crucial pairings we should really know, the ones that make a big difference?
Sure. We can organize them by type again because seeing the patterns is really helpful for learning. So for verb plus noun combinations, where the verb is kind of the driver, examples include make a mistake, obviously, take a break. Good one. Pay attention, keep a promise, catch a cold, break the news, run a risk.
Do your best.
Yep. Do your best, give advice, and have a party. Those are all very common.
Okay. What about adjective plus noun?
Right. These often carry a lot of emotional or sensory weight. Think of heavy rain, like we said, or bright idea. Also, bitter disappointment, golden opportunity, strong coffee, not powerful coffee, right?
Like strong coffee. Makes sense.
Deep sleep, a tough decision, vivid imagination, a serious injury, and a warm welcome.
Got it. Lots of good ones there. How about noun plus noun?
These are great for impactful descriptions. They're short, often punchy, good for storytelling. Think traffic jam, power nap, book review, team spirit.
Coffee break.
Exactly. Coffee break, life lesson, business trip, health risk, job interview, and family reunion.
Okay. And adverbs modifying adjectives.
Yeah, adverb plus adjective pairs. These add emphasis, nuance, like utterly ridiculous, highly unlikely, deeply sorry,
Perfectly clear.
perfectly clear, terribly sorry, completely exhausted, absolutely stunning, mildly amusing, fully aware, and incredibly talented. They add that extra layer.
Definitely. And verbs with adverbs describing actions.
Verb plus adverb, great for vivid descriptions. Things like run smoothly, whisper softly, work diligently.
Laugh heartily.
Yes. Laugh heartily, drive carefully, speak fluently, listen attentively, wait patiently, think deeply, and act quickly.
Okay. Now the preposition ones. Verb plus preposition.
Right. These can be tricky, but they're absolutely vital. You have to get the preposition right. So depend on, listen to, apologize for, believe in, deal with, look after, wait for, agree with, rely on, and talk about.
Lots of really common verbs there.
Very common. And finally, adjective plus preposition. These often describe feelings or states like afraid of, interested in, good at, proud of, tired of.
Excited about.
Perfect. Excited about, responsible for, famous for, worried about, and capable of.
Wow. Okay. That's a lot of examples, but seeing them grouped like that really helps clarify the patterns. But this is where it gets really interesting for me. It's clearly not just about memorizing these huge lists, right?
No.
How do we actually learn and retain them so they become intuitive? What are your top strategies for making them stick?
You're spot on. It's definitely not about rote memorization. It's about building habits and getting smart exposure. A fantastic starting point is maybe build a collocation notebook. Seriously.
Like actually write them down.
Yeah. Record new collocations you encounter with an example sentence that makes sense to you. Like, make a decision. I need to make a decision about college. Then review it regularly. Repetition is key.
Makes sense.
Then, crucially, practice in context. Don't just keep them in the notebook. Use them actively. Write short stories, emails, even social media posts. Try to incorporate ones you're learning. Maybe describe your day using take a break, heavy traffic, and deep sleep.
Right, and activate the knowledge.
Exactly. You should also just immerse yourself. Watch movies, listen to music, read books, paying close attention to these phrases. Notice how people use spill the beans or break the ice. Try to mimic the rhythm, the intonation.
Yeah.
Now, for more structured learning, flashcards can work, but maybe with a twist. Create cards with blanks. So the front might say a mistake, and the back says make a mistake. Forces recall.
Ah, clever.
You can also play word association games. Pick a core word, like make, and just challenge yourself. List all the collocations you can think of. Make. Make a decision. Make an effort.
Yeah, that sounds like a good exercise.
And definitely leverage language learning technology. There are great apps, online dictionaries, corpus tools that show you words in real texts. They're very helpful. And always seek out feedback. Ask fluent speakers, teachers, language partners to check your usage. Did that sound right?
Crucial.
Another really effective method is to practice with chunking. Learn collocations as whole phrases, like treat heavy rain as one single unit in your mind. It helps with faster recall.
Like learning vocabulary chunks instead of single words.
Exactly. And if you can, try to mimic fluent speakers. Record yourself saying the phrases and compare your pronunciation, your intonation. There are tools online for this too. But above all, really, just be patient. Mastery takes time. It's about building consistent habits. Don't let mistakes discourage you. We all make them.
That's really encouraging. So these aren't just for casual chat then? I mean, do they change depending on the situation or who you're talking to?
Oh, absolutely. Their application varies significantly across different contexts. It's not one size fits all. In just everyday conversation, you'll naturally hear and use phrases like make a joke, catch up, take it easy, break the ice, or maybe spill the beans. Very informal, relaxed.
Right.
But shift to academic writing, and suddenly collocations make your prose sound precise and authoritative. You'll see conduct research, draw a conclusion, make a point, address an issue, or reach a consensus.
Yeah.
Much more formal.
Okay, big difference.
Definitely. In business and professional settings, it's another set again. Things like meet a deadline, build a relationship, take the lead, close a deal, or run a meeting. Very goal-oriented language.
Got it.
And even in creative writing, collocations are essential for adding vividness and emotional depth. Writers use things like paint a picture, set the scene, spark an idea, capture the moment, or stir emotions.
So they really permeate all forms of English.
They really do, and they often cluster around specific themes too. Like in travel, you'll book a flight or maybe get lost. For work, you might land a job or earn a promotion. When discussing emotions, you could feel overwhelmed or overcome fear. In food and cooking, you'll grab a bite or savor the flavor.
Makes sense.
And even weather has its own set: freezing cold, scorching heat.
Yeah.
And just to touch on it, for even more polished, maybe advanced speech or writing, you get into collocations like mitigate a risk, forge a partnership, yield results, exercise caution, spark controversy, undermine confidence, foster collaboration, pose a challenge, sustain momentum, and elicit a response. These signal a very high level of proficiency.
Wow. Okay. And what about regional differences? You mentioned make a decision seems pretty universal, but do some of these pairings change across, say, American versus British or Australian English?
That's an excellent point. Yes, they certainly can vary culturally and regionally. While many core collocations like make a decision or heavy rain are generally understood everywhere, you definitely find interesting differences. For example, in British English, you might hear someone say they need to queue up for tickets.
Whereas in American English, we say line up.
Exactly. Or someone in the UK might talk about taking a lorry for transport.
Which would be a truck in the US.
Right. Little things like that. So if you're focusing on learning a particular variant of English, say for work or study, paying attention to its specific regional collocations can be really beneficial for sounding authentic there.
Good tip. Okay, so even with all these strategies and examples, people must still make some common errors, right? What are the major pitfalls we should try to avoid when learning and using collocations?
Oh, absolutely. There are several common traps that learners understandably fall into. One of the biggest is probably translating literally from your native language. That often leads to unnatural phrasing, like the classic do a decision instead of make a decision.
Yeah, I can see how that happens.
Another is overusing very general words, relying too heavily on basics like very do or good. Instead of just saying very tired all the time, try a stronger collocation like absolutely exhausted or completely worn out. It adds more color.
Right, be more specific.
You might also mix up similar collocations. Some are very close in meaning but aren't truly interchangeable, like is it take a risk or run a risk? The context matters, so it's always good to double check the right fit.
Okay.
Forgetting prepositions or using the wrong one is also a really frequent error. Those little words like in, on, at, for, of, they can completely change the meaning. Getting depend on right instead of saying depend in is crucial.
Yeah, those prepositions are tricky.
They are. And finally, maybe try to avoid overloading sentences. You don't need to cram 5 collocations into one sentence to prove you know them.
Yeah, that could sound a bit unnatural too.
Exactly. Use them naturally, like seasoning and cooking. They should enhance your communication, make it flow better, not overwhelm it.
That's great advice. Use them like seasoning. I like that. So we've taken a really deep dive into collocations today, revealing how these natural word pairings are, well, truly a key part of sounding like a natural speaker. It's clearly not just about rote memorization, but more about soaking up the authentic rhythm and maybe the inherent logic of the language.
That's right. And stepping back for a moment, mastering collocations, it really extends beyond just speaking correctly. It can genuinely deepen your understanding of cultural nuances, and it allows you to express yourself with real precision and, importantly, your own unique personality. It fundamentally reshapes how you think in and interact with English, I believe.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? It means you absolutely have the power to take your English to the next level. Start small, maybe pick 1 or 2 new collocations to incorporate into your daily practice, and just keep that curiosity alive. Embrace the journey of discovery, because that's truly where those aha moments happen.
Definitely. And as we conclude this deep dive, maybe consider this provocative thought. How might intentionally focusing on these word partnerships, on collocations, how might that not just improve your speaking ability, but fundamentally reshape your very perception of how English actually works on a deeper, more intuitive level? Something to ponder.
That's a great thought to end on. For those keen on exploring this topic further, there are many valuable language resources and online tools available that can help you continue your own deep dive into the world of natural English. We really encourage you to seek those out and keep learning. And of course, if you found this deep dive helpful, please do like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us.